Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video!
Hey guys, welcome again to the channel, and this time we're gonna be talking about the Effigy boss and the second round of it. And as you see, today will be the debut of the bossing meta of Witch Jury, and I will show you how Witch Jury is so consistent and it will give you the highest results always with her team and the lineup that I'm using specifically to abuse her power and to abuse the armor break also with Chun-Li, so you can understand how to min-max and how to maximize your damage with the minimum effort that you can do. As you see right now in the trials, I've done 3 tries and I've ranked with 400 million, almost half a billion. We can always make that go higher, go better, and I will show you the teams that I'm running. And many people are telling me why we should build Jury. Which Jury? Is she good for bossing? Is she good in campaign and towers? She's good everywhere. Even in campaign, I tried her with the Immortal team, which I will be showcasing after this video actually. When I beat the 4 stages teams, I used Bison, Virgil, Witch Jury, and none of them dies. They don't die, they're immortal. She has 1 cheat death, she will die afterwards. Virgil doesn't die if he's in his form, demon form, and Bison doesn't die if everybody else is still alive. So she's very good, she's very reliable, and she gives you high scores. And let me show you my scores real quick here and how I ranked that high. So I use her as the main DPS for the first team. I used Viper on the second team, and I used Dalsim on the third team with Fashion Blanca. Now, I'm using this strategy because I'm free to play, and as you know, we don't have access to these powerful units, and I can't use Akuma or Trendy Kami. I didn't build them yet, no Vega. And if you have these, they will be massively overpowered in this, especially this event, and they will help you. And now, this lineup, I wasn't using Witch Jury actually here. I was using Elena for heals, and I was using Kami instead of Witch Jury. And the lineup gave me 1 million damage or 100 million damage, but I always, the consistency of it, it's not there. It's always between 600 million to 800 million. If I am lucky and Kami dodged some of the low accuracy that the boss inflicts on her, I would deal the 100 million, and I've done it only once with that lineup. And so to maximize this damage, because Witch Jury does a lot of more damage combined with Chun-Li when armor break is on the boss. And how do I have 10 stack of armor break? As you see, my lineup doesn't have anybody that inflicts armor break, except that if you look here on top of Gormagala, there's Kami. And what Kami does is whenever a trigger happens with this hero, and this fighter has all of his skills are trigger, when he triggers the attacks, she jumps in and tag the boss with 1 armor break. So within me doing the combos, the armor break will be 10 on the enemy, and then Chun-Li will increase her damage, especially that I have her soul power boosted now to level 40 also, and her passive, which is increase her damage against armor break enemies. So she will deal the maximum damage for her. And as we see here, Chun-Li did 294 million. Witch Jury almost did for 400 million, and Gormagala almost did 500 million, which is insane because of his debuff. He's the MVP here, and with some retries and reruns, you can achieve this with Gormagala even at A rank. It doesn't need to be S rank, A+. At A rank, you can do this and even more. I've seen an A rank does 700 million damage with him, because this is how OP he is, and he is busted. I'm using Athlete Chun-Li just for the damage mitigation from her Vortex with her C1, and for her attack buff with her C1. Now, if you build her even more, if you have 6 out of 6 cars on her, she will do the Sublime attack from behind. When you click her passively, she will hit with her super combo the boss, and she will add more damage. And her damage is insane. It's not like something that you can pass by and say like, oh, it doesn't deal damage. This lineup is absolutely insane. I, of course, did plus 30 on my tree for the assassins, because 1-2 assassins are on the lineup and they deal massive damage, and this is one of the best lineups that I have right now. Now, the second lineup, and it's the Viper lineup. As you see, she carried all the way. Even Ryu he almost does 200 million, 300 million sometimes, even at A plus rank. But this time I wasn't that lucky. He did 135 million, which is really good actually. So we surpassed the 1 billion damage overall on this lineup. I use Guy to buff Viper afterwards with her C3, and her C3 does massive damage if you get her to plus 80 on the soul power, which I did. And I'm having Yun and Yang. So Yun is on Evil Ryu because trigger effects will land him and he will give you more combo, and Yang on Viper because he will jump into the fray, hit the enemy and give you 80 more combo. I'm using Street Poison to buff them all, and as you see, Street Poison does a little bit of healing, which keeps her alive. The shields buffs her, the buff from Evil Ryu buffs her, the buffs from Street Poison buffs her, and Guy buffs her also with his C2, so she will be a hyper active carry. I've seen lineups where they run Viper with Guile. They remove Guy and they run Guile, and they do Viper, Street Poison, Viper, then Guile. It works, yet still Guile, he's not the one to be nerfed. He didn't get nerfed him, but the bosses and in all of the game have been buffed with armor. So the armor break now is not that much impactful as it was in the early game. The last team, it's the OG Viper Dalsim team, which is the biggest damage dealer so far scaling in the game. So what I do is I start with Fashion Blanca at the start of the game, and when he drops off his foot and he gets the 5 stacks of attack, I use his C1 so he gets back into the Yoga Tower and get more penance at the attack, and then I use the C2 of Summer Yang, then the C3 of Bison, and then I continue with Dalsim, Fashion Blanca C1, C2 of Summer Yang, then C3 of Dalsim. Why do I not use the C1 of Summer Yang to keep me surviving? As you see, I'm using heals to keep the team surviving, and I'm using the Virgil EX to keep them alive. And why do I use that? Of course, I used, when I got the highest score before that, I didn't use Virgil EX here. I was using the Burn, the one that rains from the sky, and they did survive. But it's RNG for them to survive the last hit from the boss, and the Virgil EX ensures me that they will not die, and Dalsim will do the final C3. So I use the C2 of Summer Yang because Summer Yang C2 gives you armor break, and every armor break he inflicts, it gives you more energy. It's 60 energy for each armor break, and this is why you need it, because at the start of the battle I start with Dalsim. We just buy 1 attack, and all of you buy the 10 attacks. There is 7 out of 10 here down in the low, and it will help with your individual scores, and it will help your guild to rank higher in the guild ranking. As you see here, my guild is at second place with these points. These points accumulate and helps more with your individual rankings. So keep using these. It will help you. It will help you even progress with your effigy level and level it up even higher. So we can go and for the event and gain the chaotic starlight even faster. So let's hop into the game. I will not start with this team. I will let it be the last one, and I want you to focus. I'll play it at X1 all the time. And I want you to focus how I do my rotations and why. So the thunder that the poly, the enemy, drops on your units removes their accuracy. So if you have this accuracy red sign on your Dalsim, he will miss most of his attacks. And this is what I evade with the first run, with the first attack of Dalsim, so he can get me to that 500 million damage at the start of the game. Now let's start, and I will explain while I'm playing. So here I wait for Dalsim will step off his leg, so I wait for Blanca to hit, and then I use his C1, his super. Then look at Dalsim, 5 stacks, I hit the C1. Now I wait till the end, and then I hit with the Summer Yang because I want Dalsim to cook. If you don't wait, Dalsim will drop off his leg and do an auto attack, and this is what you need to delay. Now look here, I wait, I don't go with Dalsim immediately. I wait, you see the thunder, everybody has the debuff on them except for Dalsim. That's a mistake. I shouldn't go with the C1 of Summer Yang. I should go with the C1 of Fashion Blanca. But hey, it's okay. It's only a run to show you how things flow with this fight. And again, we get stunned. And here he hits us again, Poly. I wait, I drop Dalsim, then the C1 of Fashion Blanca, and then I drop the C1 of the C2 of Summer Yang, and I wait until the end, so he accumulates 25 stacks. And you see, in between my combos, I use EX to heal the team. And here, again, he hits us. We still have the red mark. No red mark on my Dalsim, no red mark on anybody. I use the C2 of Summer Yang. I heal in between, so Dalsim stays alive. And before he drops me with the Thunder, I hit with the C3. Now, pay attention here. Last 15 seconds, you need to be fast. We drop this. We hit the... and here, before the enemy drops his attack, we use this, and then I go with Dalsim. I hit for more damage, and as you see, it's consistent. I almost did 1.4. It's 1.3 billion, which I almost 1.3 billion, which is the consistency that you need with these teams. Now the Viper team is something else. You wait for the full combo bars and for the small tiny poly to hit you, for the stuns to fade away, and then you start with Viper. Now I'll show you how I run it. I run X4 at the start. I drop every EX I have except the drones. So I start with the EX and I let them cook. And as you see, when they drop, as you see, Yang dropped into the fray and hit the boss, gave us more combo. And I continue waiting and waiting. I don't use my EX now. I'm waiting for the small poly, as you see, the little pony, to do his stuns, and after that I start. And now he went in, I drop my EX, I start with Viper, Street Poison, Guy, then Viper, and I run this back to back all the time. So I go again, Viper, Street Poison, Guy, and then Viper. And pay attention, Guy is a main component and he's so much important, especially if you build his EX or FX till plus 20, he will buff even more. And if you got him to plus 30, his buffs will be insane. This is why we're using him, and now he became meta embossing. He really helps the lineup and helps you achieve that damage that you're looking for. And as you see, we didn't take any stuns yet because Evil Ryu was stunning. It was draining the combo meter from the small pony. As you see, I stopped. I wait for the pony to deal his thing. Now they're dying. It's okay. We can hit one more. Yes, we do. And that's it, how it goes. Mainly nobody dies on this lineup. Sometimes you have this RNG that this lineup doesn't go through to the fullest and you do the C2 and the C3. But it's okay, it's not bad. You can do retries. With more retries, you can hit more numbers. And as you see, this run will not give me the highest numbers because I got 1.4 billion, 1.4 billion, and here 1.2 billion. So now I'm gonna show you the Jury stage. Now Jury is built for me, and I will show you her so you understand why I'm doing this rotation and why it's working for me. She's plus 30 for me. I did save the resources and make her plus 30 because I believed in her and she has a great gain of crit damage. Which Jury I think, if I'm thinking correctly, in the future I'll go to plus 40 with her. Now, for her cars, I have 3 cars, and this is so important. At least you need her with 3 cars. I'm gonna go for the full 6 cars, of course, because the full 6 cars will make me deal even more damage, and I will get more crit rate while I'm in the state of Bloody Wings, the Fachui engine. So the 3 cars will give her combo 3 one time after 15 seconds of the battle. So after 15 seconds run into the battle, I will gain a C3 on her. So I can use her super, C1 from Athlete Chun-Li, C2 from normal Chun-Li, then C3 from her. Now the lineup that I'm running here, I'm using Ken, and I'm using Cammy on him. And Cammy is important on Ken. She's the main important factor in this lineup for you to deal that much of damage, because at her plus 5 assist, when the assisted fighter perform a trigger skill, kick the enemy target in front position 4 times, dealing damage to 120% of attack, inflicting 1 armor break. It has no interval time. So every trigger that Ken will do, she will jump and 100,000,000% will inflict armor break. This is the cheesiest OP assist I've seen in the game if you want to play with a synergy, which is armor break. It will 100% guarantee you landing that armor break on the enemy, and then you will deal more damage. And why armor break is so important here, if we go to Chun-Li and check her skills, okay, deals 3% additional damage, and it increases bonus damage of each stack of armor break to 4%. So if you got 10 armor stacks, she's gonna deal 40% more damage on the boss with her C2 or C3, but I guess it's a C3, with her C3. So let's not be mistaken. It doesn't say here anything on the C2, it will do it on the C3. And this is perfect and amazing. Of course, I have her cars build and I have her at plus 30, which will help me a lot more. Now, if I have Athlete Chun-Li built, as you see, she's A+ for me. If I have her built, my damage will be off the roof. So let me show you this fight and let's go about it. So of course here we accumulate also combo meter, and this combo meter goes quietly very fast. And I dropped this EX just for the sake of it. And yeah, I continue until I have almost 4 combo meter, and then I start. I hit EX move and I start with Witch Jury, then Athlete Chun-Li, then Chun-Li, then Jury. So as you see here, why? Because I have a C3 from Witch Jury at the start. Now I continue normally. I use Witch Jury, Athlete Chun-Li, Witch Jury, then Chun-Li. And as you see, I drop an EX for more crits, and this is how I capitalize on it. So it gives me more crit rate, so I can deal more crits and fill my combo meter with Chun-Li, which is absolutely insane. Witch Jury, never mind, she will never die in this battle. As you see, I wait for the stuns because we think smart and we want to capitalize on the damage and everything that we have. As you see, it will give me 1 billion damage. This is how consistent this line is, and I like it. I like this team. It's super consistent. It always gives you 1 billion damage if you have your Effigy leveled at like 23 to 24 to 25, and this is the damage, 3.4 billion. It's always consistent. It's always between 3.2 to 3.4 till 4.0 or 4.1. As you see, we did the 4 billion, and that was insane and that was awesome. Always happy to see these kind of numbers, and with retries and more retries you will achieve those scores. As you see, I'm ranking 3 on the zone A, and I'm a server 1 as a free to play. Yeah, and that was it for the video.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fight, time to fight.